Morning, my dear student. Let's continue the optical storage media part 5. Until last class, we discussed up to compact disk bridge. Now, continue the photo compact disk. It's a photo compact disk from Eastman Kodak and Emil Phillips. And we can take the best example of bridge disk used for storing high quality photographs. The photo CD is based on CDWO. CDWO is mean that appendix write once. So part of the photo CD is delivered already written and the second part can be written once. As a CD bridge disk, the photo CD can be read by either CDI or CD-ROM extended architecture devices. Additionally, it can be read and written by CD write once devices and by special photo CD devices. The photo CD is based on the some of the following procedures or process. Photographs are created using conventional cameras and films. After the film is developed, the pictures are digitized using a resolution of 8 bits for the luminance component and 8 bits for each of two comical components. Each pixel thus coded in 24 bits. Each photo is then coded in up to 6 resolution as an image pack. This coding in multiple resolution is analogous to the idea of hierarchical coding of images in JPEG. Each image pack usually requires 3 to 6 megabytes of storage depending on the image complexity. The integration of photos with digital computer and television technology enables many new professional and consumer applications. Like example, images can be displayed using a computer or TV. Using different resolutions, a digital zoom features can be easily implemented. Multiple images can be displayed in an overview presentation by using lower resolution. Using software images can be modified after the fact and or inserted into documents. This is the capabilities and per photo capacity and the process of how we can able to use the production. Well, next one is DVD. It's one of the most very popular, very common compatics where it's available in all the places and it's more efficient due to the access speed, storage capacity. So where it can able to consume more than some GB levels. Due to that reason, it becomes so much of popular. So the main goal is that to creating a new optical media to store an entire high quality digital movie on a single side of a disc. So it's also known as a digital versatile disc. Digital video interactive has been the DVD, a digital video interactive. And if we're going to using DVD-I, digital video interactive, which helps to be uh, engage with the different kinds of multimedia elements like it's going to be combination of text, it can be combination of audio, video, so like that, pictures, graphics. Like CDI, different components of a system. So how it's going to be using different components in CDI? So what we said in the last session. So in the DVD also, DVI also with the same components. So where it's going to be using. So which is going to be consist of compression and decompression algorithms, highly integrated, dedicated hardware components for compression and decompression of video in real time, the user interface, and fixed data, the formats. So where you can able to see that some of the difference between the CD and as well as the DVD. The capacities, the diameter and thickness and wavelength, and track pitch, and also per length, how number of bits, number of lines, different types of layers and the surface. So because the CD, so where we can able to use one surface and DVD depends upon the technologies where we can able to use in two surfaces, and the data capacity will be the very important thing here. Data capacity between the CD and DVD, it's so vary between that, and video rate qualities and compression mechanism and the video capacity is one more thing, and the number of soundtracks, and as well as the so whether it's going to be using the different subtitles. This is the normal, very common the difference between the CD and as well as DVD. Well, the compact disc, right once. So we see that all the technologies when we're going to be we considered until now do not allow users to write to disk, limiting the technology's application domain. The research laboratories thus have developed and are developing in parallel with read-only storage media compact disks that can be written once or multiple times. The compact disk recordable write once specified in second part of the Orange book like a write once read many allow the user to write a CD once and read repeatedly. So you are able to see that some of diagram here, sectional view through a CDR, vertically through the disk surface and the data track, CD pre-engraved track it is. In all read-only CDs, the substrate layer is means polycarbonate, adjoins the reflect layer. In the CDR, there is observation layer between the substrate and as well as the reflective layer. Strong heat has the effect of irreversibly modifying these layers' reflective properties for laser beams. This is one of the main principle of this CDR. So in this original state, CD reader sees a track consisting of lines using a laser with an intensity of 3 to 4 times that of a read-only devices. The observation layer in the area of the pre-engraved track is heated to about 250 degrees Celsius. This alters the material such that reflected laser light now correspond to a pit. This gives a rise to the most noteworthy property of the CDR. The data on a CDR can be read by traditional devices designed exclusively for read-only series. Now let's see that some sessions about the CD right ones. All of the CD systems described so far assume that reading area precedes the actual data area, and this is followed by a readout area. So in this the last diagram, you've seen already about that. The leading area holds a table of content which is needed by all playback devices in order to ensure correct positioning. However, when writing a CDR, this area cannot be written on the disk until after the write procedures has finished. Thus, all data on a CDR would have to be copied to the disk in one atomic action. In the meantime, the disk would not be readable by other devices. So new sessions can be added up to, so it's going to be using maximum 99 sessions. So we can able to see that little bit about the diagram, so which is going to be containing here different types of sessions, and every time the session going to be get start, it will be containing read in area and as well as read out area for each and every informations. So when we have to be uh, when the when a disk is not readable by any kind of other devices, so this is what we have the solution, the principles of multiple sessions. So this is a diagram what it shows right now. Each session has its own read-in and readout area. In each write procedure, all the data for a session with its table of content is written. This can be then be read by any other devices. So with this addition, the structure of the CD was extended to a maximum 99 sessions, however, due to the space required for the lead-in and read-out areas. At most 46 sessions, even with empty data areas, can be stored. In turn, each session consists of a lead-in area and a data area and readout area. Until 1992, all commercially available devices could read only one session. CDR disk with only one session are called regular CDR. Those with more than one session are called by hybrid CDR. The compact disc magneto-optical specified in the first part of the Orange Book has high storage capacity and allow the CD to be written multiple times. CD, which is going to be containing the rewritable processor, and also we have a pre-mastered. It means that before it's going to be making availability of data storage and optical storage. So pre-master process going to be do. So we are able to see that completely this kind of architecture, this procedure. You before that we already studied about the meaning of ROM, CD-ROMs, CD-ROM extended architecture, and hybrid, regular write to one, CDDA, read and write. And here we can see that RO and WO. RO is means that read once, and WO is means that write once. This is the areas of capacity and features of compared text magneto-optical. It consists of optical read-only area and the actual rewritable area too. The read-only area, this is what we showed, what we seen in the pre-mastered area, contains data written on the disk in format specified for this purpose. The relationship is indicated using the arrows between the pre-mastered area of a CDMO and the read-only technologies. What we've seen in the last diagram, the arrow mark between the CDMO and CDWO. Thus, the read-only area can be read using existing playback devices. The rewritable area of a CDMO cannot be read using existing CDDA, CD-ROM, CD-ROM architecture, or CD write-once devices due to fundamentally different technology used for reading and writing. The diagram what you see, it shows the relationship between this recordable area and the underlying magneto-optical technologies. This technology is thus incompatible with all other CD technologies, although it was specified using same system parameters as other techniques. Example like the dimensions and the rotational speed are the same. This is a optional pre-mastered area, read only, readable on need CD player. So which is going to be specified in the red, yellow, and green book. And use of different magneto-optical encoding techniques. This is a little bit incompatible with the normal CDs. It cannot be read by standard CD players. And summary about the compared optical storage compared disks or optical storage medias. So where we can able to use in all kind of storage areas, and it will be used in all applications because of its large capacity. And CDDA technologies is available in almost in all the companies, and for the production sequential specification of CD different CD technologies. So it's a little bit that it takes time whenever you want to access any kind of data from the CD2 system. That is a little bit disadvantageous, and it's not going to be compatible with magneto-optical. This feature, CD with enhanced storage space and data retrieval rates is more. We can do it. A smaller optical disc with a similar capacity. So nowadays almost we can see that the Blu-ray is the best example for that. So thank you very much everyone.